Go drum and bass.
First round of Helium. What can I say? Clean as f, my bro. Okay, that was Inertia's first round. Wow. Just wow. Yo, what's up my current feature beatboxers? Welcome back to another analysis video with your boy Madox, aka
Man of Culture.
Today I'm going to check out Helium vs Inertia at the GBB21. Lots of you guys were asking for this video, that's why I'm gonna analyze it today. But first, subscribe to my channel. You done? Okay, let's go with the comment section. Let's read some comments. Ooh, pinned comment by Helium. This moment became one of the brightest in my life. I'm very inspired by this battle. I want to say a huge thank you to Inertia for this incredible beatbox. I've never met such cool beatboxers like him. You're the true king. Wow. It was the best loss in my life. I'm happy that we made a beautiful battle for you guys. The most important victory in my life has already been won, and in your life too. Jesus loves you all very much. Merry Christmas, dear ones. Really, really cool move that you're taking this loss as a win for yourself. And I really can't wait what you're going to do in the future. Man of culture. Or how they say in Russia, Chilove kultury. I hope that's right. The first GBB video that passed 1 million views. I think it will be even more viewed than the semi-finals and even finals itself, which is crazy. I mean, right now we have 1.3 million views on this one, while the finals only have 493,000 views. But also keep in mind, this video was uploaded way earlier, so let's see. But I think it has good chances to actually have more views. Because first, it was a really crazy battle, and second, Inertia has a big hype right now. 4:45, you can see Helium preparing for the counter. Damn, this is one of the most amazing battles I've witnessed. Wish I was there live. Watching this for the 12th time. Yeah, it could be that this was the moment when Helium was like, I'm gonna beat your ass with some inward bass. How it sounded like, you're gonna see later in the reaction, of course. Valido Biceps said, I'm with Reap's decision. I think overtime was the best option here. For me, Helium clearly won the first round, but Inertia clearly won the second. I think the fair decision was in overtime, but congrats to both guys. It was legendary. Huh. I think we need to analyze that.
Let me analyze that.
Let's get into the video.
King Inertia versus Helium. We have the United States versus Russia. Inertia
Cold War.
chose Helium to go first. So I say the 3, you say the 2, and the 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this last battle, get it up, make some noise. I say it in 3.
2, 1, beatbox.
Настя, привет.
Привет, Настя. Oh my gosh, already starts juicy.
Go drum and bass.
So clean. So dirty.
Alexinho, I'm gonna do it for you, bro.
And that's time.
First round of Helium. What can I say? Clean as f, my bro. Bratan, where did you go to get so clean and so powerful, man? It's incredible. It's so incredible. Every sound is sounds so polished. All the technical sounds, all the bass sounds, the tongue bass, the lip roll, everything is so damn clean, my bro. Yeah, and it feels like he didn't even unfold his whole potential yet. Like I mean, it was his first round. He was just flexing with techniques. Yeah, my guess is he saved some melodic stuff for the second round. But yeah, first round, really, really clean. Before we keep talking, let's get into the details.
Настя, привет.
Guys, what is this with beatboxers on stage greeting people? I wonder who is Nasta. Is this his wife? Or just a friend of him? I don't know. We never know. I don't know Helium that much in person, although we have a really fun connection. If you saw my GBB vlog, by the way, if you want to check it out, click the little info box right here. Yeah, anyways, yeah. But no critics, just asking why people do this on stage all the time. I hear this very often. Then he starts directly with, he's straight up not wasting any time, just go directly into the build-up. And to me, for me, it's like a miracle, like how consistent he is. It's the first beat sounds really simple, but just listen to it like closely, how clean it is, like everything in it. I never do beats like that. Right now I did it in the middle. I did a rim shot. He does an inward snare all the time. Again, I'm not a good technical beatboxer, but for me it's insane. Like, he can go fast with technical beats and still maintaining the inward snare. Most beatboxers would switch to a rim shot, but he uses his juicy inward snare. And for me, the inward snare sounds like a special sound already. It's a basic sound, but he mastered it in such a way that it has a really, I don't know, it has so much mids. It sounds so full. Yeah, that's why it's really special, a really special sound when he does it. And then he starts flexing on the build-up already. Speeds it up, and this is already like really impressive. You can see it on BBK's face, how impressive it is.
Go down and bass.
Then he goes into the first drop, and the drop sounds pretty much like the build-up, but then it has bass inside, so it has a tongue bass, so it's just a little variation of the build-up, but this little variation makes it sound way thicker, and that's why it feels like the drop. And you can see by the reaction of the crowd that it worked. To get into the drop, he used a punchline, go drum and bass. We could argue about this, my bro. You can use some more creative lyrics. Yeah, that's like for me a typical way how a beatboxer would introduce a beat, by calling out the genre that he's about to do in the drop. So could be more creative, but yeah, not a big minus point. Then after the first drop, he goes into a transition with a lip roll, and his lip roll sounds so dirty. I'm not really sure how he does it, because his texture is way different than mine. No clue. But that's why for me his lip roll sounds really original.
Alexinho, I'm gonna do it for you, bro.
Damn, and then he goes into the next drop directly, calls out Alexinho to come on stage. For me, that's a really funny performance element. Some might think, okay, but isn't this a rule breaker to bring someone else on stage? Well, Alexinho didn't really help him creating music. He just brought him the hat. And if you remember, Saro did a similar thing at GBB 2017, where he brought Alexinho on stage to give him a head to drop into the Michael Jackson beat. And back then it was also fine. So not sure if Helium was inspired by Sauro back then, but still really funny way. And of course the reference is that Alexinho is really famous for his sucker punch beats, especially the one he did against 2H when he won this legendary battle against him. So some people might think, wasn't the most original beat, but Helium has a really own way to execute it. Because he combines it with a dry kick, so it's like outside, and then combines it with a sucker punch. I think it's like... Wow, that's actually a nice technique to learn. Learning something new every day. And also here, his execution is just insane. Every sound is so clean. It sounds really full. All the drum sounds have the perfect amount of attack. Really dope execution. Then after the first drop part, he speeds it up. I think he got a bit unclean at the beginning, like the PF snare is not really coming through. Yeah.
And that's...
But the rest of the beat is really insane. And I'm not really sure if anyone on this planet can top the energy and power that he has in this beat while keeping the cleanliness. So to sum it up, Helium's first round was really, really clean. He had a funny performance element with Alexinho entering the stage, and he used some really original techniques. The downside for me is he didn't really use musical elements inside here, especially against someone like Inertia, who is really a musical beatboxer. This can be a problem. And also the structure wasn't really special. The evolution of the round was fine, but there was no super surprise moments. His drops are insane, but there was nothing that you wouldn't really expect in this very moment, except maybe the moment when Alexinho entered the stage. So this was Helium's first round. Let's check out Inertia's first round.
I'm getting money, ring, I'm getting something, ring, I got some phones, for the plug, for the low, I got some phones, for the bitches, for the dope.
The melody is so top. Okay, that was Inertia's first round. Wow. Just wow. His trap beats are always hitting so hard. His inward bass is insane. The consistency of the bass. Damn, the swag that he has. And also the melody in the between. What can I say? It's so dope. It's really dope. It's really dope. Yeah, although his beats are really simple, it's hitting really hard and I really love it. The only downside for me is that sometimes he has timing issues as well as his drum sounds are sometimes a bit unclean. But you know what? Let's go straight into the details.
I'm getting money, ring, I'm getting something, ring, I got some phones.
So Inertia starts the round directly with the lyrical part, and I love this switch in between like this Jayton voice and the throat bass. I got money, I got money, yeah, I got money, I got money, yeah, I got money. I'm not sure what exactly he's saying there, something about money, but I think at this point it doesn't really matter. It's more about the technique and the swag and the vibe here. What I love most about it is that he creates a sick vibe with this. It's like, yeah, it has so much character.
I got some phones for the plug, for the note. I got some phones for the bitches, for the dope.
Then afterwards he goes into the build-up and he uses this kick like where he doesn't really use air. It's like with this kick he maintains the bass, so he doesn't need to cut it whenever he does a kick. So normally it was a then every time the bass would cut whenever you would do a kick. But because he doesn't use air with this kick, he can keep going with this. I'm not really sure what I should think about it because the kick that he does here doesn't really sound consistent. I think it wouldn't be a big problem that the kick doesn't have subs because it's also a kick that he uses for build-up. So you don't necessarily need sub in this kick. When you look at EDM music, sometimes producers would use this as an element to create suspense in the build-up to cut off the subs from the kick. So when the kick hits in the drop, it feels heavier. But then yeah, at the same time, like I said, I think if he keeps doing it like this, the kick needs to be more consistent. And also when he went into it, he was speeding a bit in the beginning, so yeah, lost a bit of the flow. Also, the pattern that he uses is pretty simple. I mean, he starts with and then there's a spit snare. Could be a little bit more creative. There's really creative ways to do a build-up, to do a transition part. Look at Elisi, for example. He's a master in transitions. For me, also Footbox G is a great example for doing sick transitions. You don't always need to be really technical, but at least change it a little bit so it feels still fresh, especially when you do such a long build-up. Then after the build-up, he actually makes a long break and he didn't really keep like the timing perfectly. But I think at this point, it doesn't matter too much. For me, it felt more like a style choice to create more suspense because you see like people in the crowd were preparing for a mosh pit and therefore he was trying to maintain like the suspense at the beginning a little bit more. So there's some silence in between. So whenever the inward bass hits, it feels heavier. So for me here, this moment is not a problem. I actually love it. Damn. Then he gets into the drop and it can't be simpler, but at the same time it can't be dirtier. I'm not sure. It's like crazy. I can't do his inward bass, to be honest. I'm not really using inward bass yet. Maybe I should try to do it and try to learn it. But yeah, his inward bass, it has so much subs and it's so clean. Not sure how he cuts away like the vocal part that I have inside when I do inward bass. But again, I'm not really experienced with inward bass. But for me, it just sounds amazing, especially the consistency of the bass. Also these little details in between. Oh. This oh, it sounds so badass. And the melody in between was so swaggy. Something like that. Wow. So dope, I really love it. Oh my gosh, so dirty. Then in the second part of the drop, he kind of creates like a filter by opening his mouth. something like that. Just a tiny little twist to the beat, but it really works. And then also the scratches that he does with the inward bass. No chance, no chance. I can feel that it could come with lots and lots and lots of practice, but no way that I can do it right now. It's so dope. It's so dope. Then close to the end of the drop, he also does some flexes with the spit snare. I mean, it's not the most advanced techniques that he does with the spit snare. Something like that he was doing. And also the spit snare of him, when you compare it to like experts with the spit snare, like Footbox G or Collapse, it wasn't the most clean spit snare. And also close to the end, you could argue that he should have more variations in the beat. You can see Helium signalizing him, bro, we need some more, man. Just you repeating yourself all the time. And yeah, if you compare it to Helium, of course, it sounds a little bit more repetitive than him. But again, I'm not really sure if I would give him minus points for this, because this is also a style choice that he does. And as you can see, it works for the crowd. Then after a short transition, he comes into the last drop, and I'm not really sure what kind of bass he does here. I think something like inward click roll bass together with the inward bass. You can hear it really often by B-Art, but the one of Inertia sounds really different to me. Also the bass that he does in between, man, such a like an inward bass growl. I'm not sure if this is a name. Maybe we should use it like that. Because inward bass, there's so many variations of inward bass. We should start to create some new words for it, some new names to describe all the variations that he has, because Inertia has 1,000 variations of his inward bass. Oh, and then this distorted one. Like this inward bass shout or whatever it is. It hits different. It's so dark. I don't even want to try doing this because I'm worried that I will destroy my voice, because I'm just not used to it. Like even when I do a normal inward bass, it's already hard for me to do. But this one, I'm definitely not sure how he does it. It sounds like he's combining his falsetto voice with the inward bass, and yeah, just pulls it really hard, so it kind of sounds distorted. But yeah, at this point, no clue how it does it, but it sounds amazing. And then the way he's ending it up, then so my conclusion for the first round of Inertia, the structure is amazing. I really love it. It's so slow, but so swaggy at the same time. It's so dirty. All his bass variations. His bass is hitting really hard. He's keeping all the beats really simple. What I really love about it, actually. Because yeah, it's just like this trap vibe. If you know producers like Hoochie, for example, he was one of the first big trap producers out there, and all of his beats are really simple but really swaggy. And this is how I feel when I listen to Inertia, but at the same time he has these distorted basses which sounding really amazing. Comparing Inertia to Helium, You could argue that Inertia could have more variation. Helium is switching in between beats really fast and has crazy patterns inside. This point I really wouldn't use as an argument because again, this is a style choice. And at the same time, because Inertia at the end is variating his inward bass, he has enough variation to still has these crowd pleasers and these satisfaction moments. But what I definitely can say is that Helium was better in execution. Helium had a little problem at the end with a PF snare, but that's it. Everything else was really clean, really powerful. Inertia had some timing mistakes, and as I said, I'm also not a big fan of this kick that he does in the build-up together with the inward bass. But structure-wise and composition-wise, Inertia was for me better because it was way more satisfying to listen to it. Helium kind of had the first beat and the second, and it felt like two separate routines, but Inertia's one was just one piece. So if I would have to make a decision at the beginning for the first round, would be a really tough one for me. Performance-wise, I see both really close. Both had really good stage presence. Arrangement-wise, I see Inertia in the front. For the execution, I see Helium in the front. And complexity, when you compare patterns against crazy bass sounds, I would say it's pretty even. So if I would be forced to make a decision right here after the first round, objectively, I would say I enjoyed Inertia's round more. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and if you want to watch the second round, in a few days, here a video will appear. If you're late to my video, you probably can see it already now. And then of course, click it right now.